The Sons of Antiquity present The Hot Take Show. Today's episode:
News of the Week.
Welcome back to The Hot Take Show, the first one of 2022, and I think that deserves a round of applause, don't you? I'm your host, Dan, and I am joined in this lovely studio by my co-host, Evan.
Greetings.
If you're a real OG that's been following our channel since the beginning, you'll remember that the Hot Take Show used to be a lowly segment at the end of the regular podcast where Evan and I would surprise each other with a news story from the current week that we'd picked out to review and get the other guy's fresh hot take on it. Well, we're going to revive that tradition today. So Evan, go ahead and tell us what your news story is.
Sure, Dan. From December 30th, 2021, Associated Press News. States diverge on police reforms after George Floyd killing. Maryland repealed its half-century-old Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights. Washington State reformed use of force policies and created a new agency to investigate when officers use deadly force. And California overcame objections from police unions to make sure officers fired in one jurisdiction couldn't be hired in another. It basically goes on to say there are lots of states that have done police reforms in the past year after George Floyd happened. Some, like moderate states, Republicans and Democrats, agreed on banning chokeholds or having more body cams. But honestly, a lot of the conservative states have gone in the other direction and strengthened, like, police rights. For example, several Republican-led states responded by granting police even greater authority in passing laws that crack down on protesters.
Oh, okay.
So it's like completely opposite reactions from different states.
Absolutely.
Basically, it's saying that you got the left, they're tightening on the police and having more, quote, accountability. That's what they call it, instead of anti-police, which is what the Republicans call it.
Yeah. To attack them, they'll say, "Oh, it's anti-police." They'll say, "No. We're just we're trying to make sure everything's fair so that people aren't victimized."
Exactly. But then you got the other side saying, you know what? Police don't have enough power. We're going to crack down on all those rioters. We're with the police.
Yes, back to blue.
Thin blue line, as some like to say.
Police squad in color.
Now, if you had to choose one side, which one do you pick? Which one do you like better? Even after that, you can say what your opinion is on the whole situation.
Okay, well, one thing's for sure. I'm never going to hold back my opinion on anything.
That's my opinion!
It's to be expected that generally left-wing states are going to side with the victims, or who they perceive as the victims, and limit the police. And I think it's pretty expected that the right will do the opposite, and that's what's happened here. And you know me, I don't like people who riot, but I also don't like the police state and the surveillance state and the militarization of the police.
6079 Smith W. You're not trying.
So right now, man, I'm kind of just the Peter Griffin meme.
Kids, you're both just awful.
I don't want to be governed by the mob, and I don't want to be governed by a giant militarized, police complex. I just want to be left alone.
Look, we're not libertarian in any way whatsoever. That is not a view that I would embrace.
But given the choice between the two, I'm not going to side with people who are trying to make it easier for people to protest and burn things down.
You don't think there's any abuse by the police that needs to be corrected?
Sure there is, the whole war on drugs, hello, but as far as the cases that people bring up and say, oh, black people are being shot by police or being marginalized or whatever, these cases generally, in my opinion, are way overblown. And in a lot of cases, the media and politicians want you to believe that these people are totally innocent, they didn't do anything wrong, and then it comes out, oh wait, they had a knife, oh wait, they were threatening someone's life, oh wait, they had a gun.
Go ahead, make my day.
So the number of times that a truly unarmed person, innocent person, is just gunned down, very, very, very small number.
Let's have a conversation about the black-on-black crime, which kills more black males, which is more of a threat to any black male in the United States than a law enforcement officer.
But that doesn't sell newspapers. That doesn't get ratings. That doesn't get clicks. What gets clicks is fear. What gets clicks is saying, hey, you should be mad about this. You should have an emotional reaction to this.
Let the hate flow through you.
Talking to someone reasonably and logically about something that is statistically almost insignificant in such a large nation, that doesn't get traffic to your website. Anything else you have to add on that?
Yeah, I'd just like to add that I'm no expert. Okay. Since I'm not an expert, it means I have a chance of being right. Anyways, I heard it on the Jocko podcast. It was one of the earlier ones that police using chokeholds is normally a good thing. If you think about it, it's a way to incapacitate someone without like actually causing long-term damage to them. If you do it right, that's the big difference. If you just do a blood choke, then they can be out in like 15 seconds or something. No permanent damage if you stop there. But if you hold their limp body for like 5 more minutes and it becomes an air choke, then you might cause a lot of damage. That's the problem. But if you know how to properly do a chokehold, it's a way where you don't have to maim somebody or shoot them if you got them. It's just you get behind them, chokehold, submit.
Where is the ambassador?
Now on to my story from CBS News, January 3rd, 2022. Headline, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been suspended from Twitter
Permanently.
Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a very controversial figure. She is a congresswoman from Georgia. She's made the news before, and she has been suspended from Twitter before, but this was the final straw. According to the article, a controversial Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal Twitter account has been suspended permanently for spreading COVID-19 misinformation. This is a direct quote from CBS. The social media network confirmed to CBS News on Sunday. She still has access to her official congressional account at RepMTG, and she can tweet from it, but her personal account is Dunzo. She lost 465,000 followers and called it an attack on free speech. In response, Joe Rogan criticized Twitter and announced that he was moving to a new platform called Getter, Gettr, and encouraged others to do the same. So, of course, ya boy took the liberty of creating an account. So go follow us on Getter. Evan, what do you think of that?
That's news to me, so congratulations. I guess it would kind of depend on what she tweeted. Do you have any more information?
The only thing I could find was what she posted on Facebook, which is this. She claimed that she was suspended for tweeting VAERS statistics, and that stands for the Vaccine Adverse Effect Reporting System, which is like a national system that reports adverse effects from all sorts of vaccines, including the coronavirus jab.
Now, who monitors that website? Is it just anonymous? Or?
I'm not sure. It looked like a official government agency when I looked it up, and I got it right here. It's the VAERS.hhs.gov/data, so it's legit.
I mean, we gotta look legit, man.
I want to believe that they wouldn't suspend somebody for giving a link to a government website. They've already done it to the sitting president of the United States, so this is really not much of a big deal compared to that. Considering I don't even know who this woman is, to be honest. I would need to know the real reason why they did it. In general, I don't think you should be shut down for having an opinion, especially just putting a link to an official U.S. government website. If that's all she did, and pointing out data that was in that website. Data kept by the United States government. That's public.
I would agree, and the only thing I would say to that is we haven't seen the tweets because her account is suspended, so I don't know how to pull that up and see word for word what she said. Maybe she had some commentary on there that was off color or whatever, but I don't see how she could twist it that much to make it worth suspending her. But people have been suspended for less, so it's really no surprise to me. And this was sort of an ongoing thing. I think they were just looking for an excuse to get rid of her.
Yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, you probably should just not even be on Twitter if you're right wing.
Exactly.
And if people right of center just decided to leave one day, it could really hurt the company. And they really should, but they're too cowardly to do it by themselves. So they want everyone to do it at once, but that kind of collective action is kind of foreign to the right, ironically. I mean, I created our Twitter, but I haven't updated it in months. I never look on there.
Yeah, and we have a Gab account, and I never go on there. But that's because it's not an app. I can't get it on my phone. I can't look at it. But Getter, go on there. Take a look at it, guys. If you've never checked it out, it seems really cool, and it's an app, and it seems very simple. It's almost exactly like Twitter, the way it's laid out. So I'm definitely going to be on there more because I can actually use it on my phone throughout the day, so I don't have to just get on my laptop.
Twitter is a boring wasteland without President Trump in all his glory.
I agree. Without Orange Man, it's just not the same.
It's my favorite color, orange.